Okay, good evening, student. I hope you can hear me. Uh, am I audible to you all? Uh, During the time of class, I will. Okay. So, oh, yes. Welcome to this class of MH4, MHI-4, which is political and to understand the state formation of India. Before I start the class, I hope you know your syllabus, and there are seven units there inside of it. If I wanted to ask you if you have any particular questions regarding your syllabus or anything, I'm not showing you the syllabus. You can download it from IGNOU MH4. I hope you know that. Just let me know if you have any queries and questions regarding this all seven unit. Um, I have assigned they have assigned me this six classes from today to 21st of April. So six classes I have divided my units which I will discuss with you in six separate units. Okay. The first part is the first ancient Indian state formation. I will take this block one or unit one as a part of our discussion today. So go ahead. You unmute yourself if you want to ask anything particularly before I start the discussion of unit one first, so that we can discuss other blocks subsequently in upcoming classes. You can go bilingual if you want to ask me in Odia or Hindi, something like that. Please don't feel hesitate. Also, please write your roll number in the chat box. Uh, so tell me, do you have any questions? Have you read any book regarding political history of India? So this paper is just let me know if you have any question. Okay, so I'm discussing while just unit one or this paper uh, as a whole. Uh, the This paper is about the political and administration process. There is a that there is a part of history which we call political history or chronological history, where we study about this Gupta era, Mauryan era, Vedic, political history of India, peninsular India, central India. All this history is there, where you read about chronology of the king, the regional years of the particular dynasties, dynastic history. So to understand this particular chapter, it's not about political history though. It's about the state formation. This is a very crucial subject. So far, this is your master program, and we are not going to discuss the political history of India from the ancient time to modern time. Let me tell you a few points first. This MH4 paper is covering the whole history of India from the time of Vedic, almost Harappan and Vedic time to the Proto-Historic time to the modern British era. The second important thing is it is about not about the political history, but the history or to understand the socio-political uh, subject and the state formation, the history of state formation, how the state has been formed, which we call as state, identity, race, people, culture, and how it came into existence. Okay, there are different theories are associated with state formation. There is some condition where human gone through this process, something called state. Okay, this is an imaginaries. The state formation is a imaginaries. It's not a formula. It's not a imposition. It is a construction of the society itself. The coming of the state and the foundation of the state. So we'll discuss that also, but we discuss it partly. So this first block, the yearly state, the pre-state to state formation, is about it's covering the whole segment of ancient and the first part of early medieval India. The block two is talking about the early medieval state formation. Okay, so now why this particular segment is confined in the unit 1 block 1 itself as one block where it talking about pre-state to state. Let me tell you that we are going to divide it according to chapters which is there in your syllabus. The first is about the pre-state to state condition, where we can talk about Harappan, then Vedic, then first empire building in India after the 6th century BC, the age of Ganasanghas, the monarchical kingdom, the first empire, which is Magadha ascendancy, the Magadhan Empire, and subsequently the how this northwestern territory became a central of power of many foreign dynasties like Indo-Parthian, Indo-Scythian, Indo-Kushanas. Who came toward from central India or the northern this Mongolia region, and they established their dynasty in this part of northwestern India, basically northern India, northwestern India, till central India. So, first, you have to keep in mind the ancient geography of India. It's not about the modern territory. Uh, then we can move toward the Satavahanas, the first. Some says that it is the first state formation. Some says that it is second state formation. Whatever it is, we'll discuss it. The Satavahanas, we can talk about the Sangamas. So it is the first block itself as a view. It's accommodating the whole amount of historical period from the Harappan settlement to this post Gupta era. And we will not talk about the political history. So it is your task, first of all, if you are not aware of political history, like dynasties, how many dynasties, you can read you can read the Signu material for the political history. You can read many books regarding the political history of India. Whatever dynasty has arrived in India, what are the different political history means, you understand the dynasties, the list of the king, and whatever their conquest, their achievement, like Samudragupta, Chandragupta Maurya, like this. Okay, these are the fundamental of history. Then only you can understand the state formation, yearly state formation. So yearly state formation or this paper is about the politics and administration and the nature of the state. Like Gupta, for example, or Maurya or Vedantic from the age of Aryan till the time of Maurya or time of Kushana. What was their nature of state? What was their concept or ideas of the state, and how Gupta maintained their state, how the Mauryan maintained their state, what was their centralized administrative system, what was their Kushana's the idea of nation or idea of state was there. So something like that. So we'll discuss it partly. We'll start with the Vedantic time, the Aryan um, time, basically, because so far Harappan is concerned, we don't have any literary inscription belongs to the Harappan period. Okay, the oldest civilization, one of the oldest civilization of the world is the Harappan civilization, which is there in India, which was there in India from from mid fourth millennium BC to the mid uh, second millennium BC, but we don't have any kind of inscription which we can read or understand. So the government or the state or the nature of the state or the idea of state, so far, like you know that we know the whole code of Hammurabi, so far Mesopotamian or cuneiform law is concerned, we know much about the Egyptian law, we know much about the Mesopotamian law. They were the contemporary of Indus Valley civilization, but we can't read the Indus script, or we can't say what type of government or what type of system or administration was there, who were the rulers, who were the peasants, what was the condition of the peasant, how many taxation system was there, we don't know anything. except this the archaeological remain which we have recovered from time to time, from 1923 till this. We have settlements, we have sites, urban cities, but hardly we know about the intangible part of the culture, like politics, like society, like etc., rituals, and everything. We'll start with the Vedantic law, where we have the literary evidences regarding the state, regarding the politics, regarding the king, the description of the king, because mostly it is dominated by the kingship society, kingship, not kinship, kingship, and that kingship was hereditary in the nature. Means if I am a king, my son will be king, my grandson will be king, like that. Okay, so it was hereditary. You know that you have must have see this series like Mahabharata, Ramayana, where Raja Ram or the Krishna or many things, you know that about that. This is the monastical system which was very widely prevalent in India, and its root we can trace from the Vedantic philosophy. uh, you know that what this is the earliest literary text is Rig Veda, and that talking about the early Vedic society. So we can classify it as the idea of state formation into early Vedic and late Vedic. Let me show you some PPT so that it will catch your attention, rather so you can see that. If you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. Okay, just interrupt me and also tell me that
Uh,
your query. Yes.
Namaskar, madam. Hello, madam. Namaskar.
Yes.
Madam, I'm Firoj. Actually, madam, I would like to request you to speak slowly so that you can write down actually notes. We are making notes. So if speak slowly, then you can make notes, madam. Actually, it would be better for us.
Uh, Let me just tell you why I can't speak very slow. Uh, it's a good point, but my limitation is the sixth class, like I've told you, and I have to cover whole class, and for everyone and for all the blocks. So just to see this slide, okay? You can see the slide, Firoz, and
Sure, sir.
everyone. Yes, I ma'am. Okay, so this block one is the yearly state formation, about the yearly state formation.
Okay,
I
madam. Thank
can't
you.
go slow, but I can go bilingual. ମୁଁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ବି କହିଦେଇ ପାରିବି ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ତମେ ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ try କର. Don't try to write, okay? If you will try to write, you need regular classes where I can uh, tell you much about the particular unit. Actually, we take 5 or 6 classes per unit, so we can't cover it in the IGNU classes. So see that the vast syllabus, this particular block one, which I will try to cover it. Okay, so this is the first class. Take it easy. ମୁଁ next class ରେ ଯଦି ତମର ଏ ଭିତରେ କିଛି doubt ରହିବ, ମୁଁ next class ରେ ବି ତାକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ମୁଁ clear କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବି, ହେଲା? So first try to understand a basic concept behind it. The unit one, pre-state to state condition. It is about the pre-state to state condition. Pre-state ମାନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ state ଆସିନି, the state ର idea ଟା, what is the idea of a state? Okay, state ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ king ରହିବ, minister ରହିବେ, council of minister ରହିବେ, ଗୋଟେ territory ରହିବ. But this is the idea, not imposed, but it is interior. এটা କହିବାର ମାନେ ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ state, this is not about modern India. Okay, this is about ancient India, ଯୋଉଥିରେ state formation ଗୋଟେ automatic process, ଯୋଉଥିରେ ଗୋଟେ society ରେ state formation ହେବ। କାହିଁକି ହେବ? ଗୋଟେ ଟେରିଟୋରି କାହିଁକି ଗୋଟେ କିଙ୍ଗ ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ରହିବ? ଗୋଟେ କିଙ୍ଗ ରହିବ, ଗୋଟେ କାଉନସିଲ, କାହିଁ ମଗଧ ଗୋଟେ ଏରିଆରେ ମଗଧ ଏନସି ବେଶୀ ହେଲା, ବା କାହିଁକି କୁଶାଣସ୍, ତକ୍ଷଶିଲା and Mathura was the center of their capital? Why their empire was extended from that side? Why the Satavahana's empire was extended from the Maharashtra Pratishthan area, पैथान एरिया ଯାହାକୁ କୁହା ହୁଏ, ତାପରେ ସେମାନେ ଆସିଗଲେ ଏପଟେ ସାଉଦର୍ନ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର ଯୋଉ ଅମରାବତୀ ଏରିଆଟା, ଅମରାବତୀ was the second capital of Satavahana. So how the state formation happened in the Godavari basin? So one thing you should clear in the mind, that this yearly state formation is about the first thing is to know ଗୋଟେ କି ପ୍ରି ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ ଥିଲା, ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରି ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ ମାନେ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ ଆସିବା ପୂର୍ବର କଣ୍ଡିସନ, केमिति आसुची तार कंडीशन कोन पई आसीबो तमे स्टेट काहे की कुआ हेबो गोटे जगह गोटे विलेज है कि भी रही जाय चांदा सेल्फ सफिशिएंट इकोनॉमी है कि बहुत टाइम रे रही भी छी बिना किछि एम्पायर बट ऑल द टाइम वी आर फेसिंग दैट दिस इज द एम्पायर हिस्ट्री दिस इज द डायनेस्टिक हिस्ट्री दिस इज द स्टेट हिस्ट्री व्हाई so that is about the state condition territorial state to empire territorial state to empire रा जो unit 2 टा it is about the गण संघ's जो 16 महाजनपद एमर्ज करले बा वैदिक टाइम रो तमे नहीं जाओ वैदिक टाइम रो तमरे 16 महाजनपद where there are two kind of politics was there one is gana sangha which we partly called as a republican we don't know whether it was a republican or not but it was a gana sangha type where some sangha or the group of people were ruling class and the monarchical state like magadha and kashi जो माने कि जहार हेड थिले किंग्स एंड सेटा होची तमरे टेरिटोरियल स्टेट टू एम्पायर को केमिति जाउची लाइक बिंबिसार जातशत्रु दिस जो आसुची नंदास डायनेस्टी आसुची देन पॉलिटिक्स देन एम्पायर मोरियन एम्पायर को एस्टैब्लिश्ड होची बिकॉज़ मोरियन एम्पायर इज द फर्स्ट एम्पायर ऑफ इंडिया केमिति आसिला मगधर जो आइडिया थिला स्टेट रो कौटिल्य कोन फर्स्ट टाइम इंपोज कर दोछंती नो द आइडिया वाज देयर how it formed Mauryan Empire, what where he derived all this concept of king, council of minister, जो सप्तांग theory जो कहला गोटे जो थिरे एनिमी रहिबे जो थिरे फ्रेंड रहिबे जो थिरे दुर्ग रहिबो जो थिरे आर्मीज रहिबे council of minister अमत्यज रहिबे सप्तांग theory of the state you can see there. And the unit third is about the politics from 2nd century BC to 3rd century AD. Now this is a whole history of 5 century 5 centuries 2nd century BC to 3rd century AD is the history of 500 years जो थिरे तमरा all the foreign rulers like Indo-Parthian, Indo-Scythian, Kushanas, Indo-Greeks एमाने आसिकी एस्टाब्लिश्ड हेले नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न टेरिटोरी रु तापर धीरे धीरे इंडियनाइज्ड हला तांकर कल्चर तांकर कॉइन्स अछि तांकर पॉलिटिकल तांकर स्टेट फॉर्मेशन रो कोन इंपोर्टेंट थिला. And the unit 4 is about the 3rd century to 6th century basically Gupta politics Gupta pare Harsha jo politics ta because he is adopting the Gupta political and administrative system Guptankara pray same achi Maurya sahita disiba but Gupta time re tikke lab out tike already tike ja would be difference achi we can discuss it. So now you can understand that we are talking about a condition where there was no state or it was going through toward the state like Harappan time re हुआ होचे कि chiefdom society maybe it was a chiefdom society where जो थरे तमे upper town and lower town देखुचा this stratification is showing that there must be some state. So the first point of unit 1 is the pre-state to state condition is the non-stratified society or pre-state society. से कहवा कथा हला कि जो सोसाइटी रे स्ट्राटिफिकेशन नाही क्लास नाही से सोसाइटी टा को स्टेट सोसाइटी कहि हेबनी ताको प्री स्टेट कंडीशन कहि दे परियो जेंति ट्राइबल सोसाइटी बैंड सोसाइटी जो थिरे 100 लोक रहिबे बा 200 लोक रहिबे सेटा गोटे स्टेट नुह सेते तमे एति स्ट्राटिफिकेशन पाइबनी बट गोटे स्टेट रे तमे बहुत सारा स्ट्राटिफिकेशन पाइबो बिकॉज़ देयर विल बी सम रूलिंग क्लासेस वॉरियर क्लासेस सेटे तमे वर्ल्ड रे जो हिस्ट्री पढ़ सबुथिरे गोटे वॉरियर क्लासेस रहिबे गोटे प्रिस्टली क्लासेस रहिबे जो माने रिलीजियस सेंटर गुडा को जेमति मेसोपोटामिया रे जगुराइट्स इंडिया रे टेंपल्स तमर पिरामिड इजिप्शियन पिरामिड्स गोटे गोटे रिलीजियस लीडर्स रहिबे तापरे वॉरियर रहिबे तापरे पीजेंट्स रहिबे जो माने एग्रीकल्चरलिस्ट थिबे जो माने फूड सप्लाई देबे जो माने खाइबा को देबे then there will be slaves there will be soldiers then there was a system something a system रहिबो जो थिरे टैक्स कलेक्शन हेबो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन रहिबो ऑफिशियल्स रहिबे ऑफिशियल्स मान को लैंड दिया हेबो everything will go into a process of state या को कोआ होची the state condition the condition of the state so it is not external it is internal this was a theory this is the conflicting theory between the old and new there were just if you will read later on you will know that there was a theory called diffusionism Okay, in 1930s 40s रे Karl Marx karo influence रे, and then subsequently in anthropologists like Boas and other, they have propagated the theory. Taylor and other thing, there are anthropologists who talked about diffusionism. ସେମାନେ ସବୁ କହିବାର ଥିଲା कि ଯେତେ ବି idea ହଉଛି like state, like inscription, like civilization, everything we derived ମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ, ମୁଁ ଆଣିଛି, we have borrowed, other civilization has borrowed from one civilization, that is Egyptian civilization. ଯେହେତୁ ଇଜିପ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସଟେନ୍ସିଭଲି ଏକ୍ସକାଭେଟ୍ ହେଇଥିଲା, ଫାଷ୍ଟ ପିରାମିଡ କେବେ ବି ଲଷ୍ଟ ହେଇନି, ଆଲେକ୍ସାଣ୍ଡର ଟାଇମରୁ ସେ ଜାଗା ଗୁଡାକ ସମସ୍ତେ ଯାଉଥିଲେ ଜାଣୁଥିଲେ, and it was a very mighty civilization which was excavated subsequently, earliest civilization ଯୋଉଟା excavation ହେଇଥିଲା, and they got this pyramid and grandeur palaces and everything, art and iconography. So this says that ki Egyptian were the light of the world. They were the creator of everything, and they created this agricultural thing. ଆମେ ସବୁ savages ଥିଲୁ, and diffusionism theory is something like that. ଗୋଟେ shortly ଯଦି କହିବାକୁ ଯିବ କି ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଗୋଟେ knowledge ଟା create ହେବ, then it will diffuse to other places. Okay, ତମେ ମାନେ ସବୁ ବୋରୋ କରିବ, ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ସବୁ ବୋରୋ କରିବେ, ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କୁ major ଆଉ minor culture ରେ divide କରିଦିଆଗଲା. This was the traditional theory in the history, philosophy, sociology, anthropology, in all social sciences and humanities. They have accepted it. But now you must have known that this theory was discarded because of the multi-regional variations, multi-region variations. ସବୁ state ର, even India, for example, Vedantic state condition was not at all similar to the later Vedic context. Later Vedic, Mauryan Dalga, Mauryan ru Gupta alag. So every state formation has its own history, partly influenced. I'm not denying that they were not influenced, or Satavahanas were not influenced in the time of Mauryas before starting their own state. But majority of the state nature, the nature of the state formation was their own, their own. Because idea ଟା ଆସିଗଲେ ହେବନି, ମାନେ ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ଯଦି ମନେକର idea ଗୋଟେ ଦେଇ ଦଉଛି, that idea will be you can that will go as linguistic जो କୁହା ହୁଏ word ରେ ଯିବ. But what is my idea about something, it will not convey, I can't convey. For example, apple, if I will say apple, ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ mind ରେ ଗୋଟେ ମୁଁ picture ବନେଇବି apple, and then I will say you apple. If you don't know my language, English ତମେ ଜାଣିନ ମନେକର, କେବେ ଶୁଣିନ, if you belong to the something else planet, ତମେ ଆସିଛ, you can only adopt this term called apple, but you can't understand what I mean by apple. Okay, ତମେ ସେ image ଟା ନିଜ mind ରେ create, you can use it accordingly, according to your understanding, according to your view. I will say that it is red, it is round, it is sweet, we eat in breakfast. So you can add this according to your geographical, your climate. If there is another fruit is there which is red, which is sweet, you will say that this is apple. So diffusionism is about that, and that theory was discarded, and something we called the first state formation, second state formation, the idea of state formation. First state formation କହିଲେ ଯେମିତି ଚେଦି ruler of ଖାରବେଳ, ଯେମିତି ସାତବାହନ dynasty, ଯୋଉମାନେ କି ମୌर्यन empire ପରେ ଆସିଲେ, ଲୋକ କହିଲେ ଏଟା ସବୁ diffusionism process ରେ ମୌर्यन ଆସିଲେ କହିକି ସମସ୍ତେ state ର understanding ଜାଣିଲେ. କୌଟିଲ୍ୟ ଅର୍ଥଶାସ୍ତ୍ର is the source of all state formation, all understanding of the state, king, dynasty, এটা ଯାହା ହଉଛି ଏଟା ହଉଛି. But that theory was discarded again in the micro region, ଯେମିତି world ରେ ଏଟା discard ହେଲା, କାରଣ ତମର Vedic philosophy is not at all equal to what Hammurabi has wrote in his code of law. Similarity ଅଛି, ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଅଛି, 10%, 20%, 5% similarity ସବୁ world ରେ every culture ରେ ତମେ ପାଇବ. But at the same time this variation is there, and that variation is called sui generis. State formation is sui generis, it is unique in its own way. Satavahana dynasty जो हिसाब रे गोदावरी बेसिन रे सेठी डेवलप होची, it is not in the same in the Gangetic belt. Gangetic belt रे जो Mauryan empire जेतले मगध ये होची, ascendancy होची, It was not in the time of Vedantic or Vedic time. Okay, so we are talking about different times from Vedic to the Gupta. We are talking about different spaces, mane places. Like if we are talking about Vedantic, that means we are talking about Sapta Sindhu belt, then Magadha, Indo-Gangetic belt. If you are talking about Satavahana, Godavari Basin. If you are talking about particular, for example, Kushana's state formation was completely different. It was not at all egalitarian. Agriculture jahar base tha. Particular most of the state of India, you will see the agriculture was base of it, like Satavahanas itself. যেহেতୁ ଗୋଟେ ଏରିଆ ଗୋଟେ ଫର୍ଟାଇଲ ରିଜନ ରହିବ ସେଠି ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡଲର୍ଡସ ହେବେ, ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁସନ ହେବ, ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଆଫୁଲୁଏଣ୍ଟ ହେବ, ଟ୍ରେଡିଂ ପୋର୍ଟସ ଯଦି ଅଛି ତ ଟ୍ରେଡ ହେବ, ଟ୍ରେଡ ହେଲେ ସେଇଠି ପୁଣି କିଙ୍ଗ ହେବେ, ସେଇମାନେ ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡଲର୍ଡ ମାନେ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ପୋଜିସନ ନିଜର ତାଙ୍କର ମଲ୍ଟି ହେଇକିରି ଫ୍ୟୁଡେଟେରୀରୁ ପୁଣି କିଙ୍ଗ ହେବେ, they will declare themselves as an independent ruler, that is a governor, feudatory ruler, then king, Raja se Maharaja, Dhiraja. There are hierarchies. One state will reach at this stage, some state ଯେତେବେଳେ ଛୋଟ feudatory ହେଇକି ରହିବେ, ତାପରେ state ହେବ, ତାପରେ ଗୋଟେ empire create ହେବ. So this is a process. ଆଉ ସବୁ history, ସବୁ dynasty, Satavahana, Maurya, Kushanas, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ନିଜର state formation ର history ଅଛି ହେଲା, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ନିଜର outcome ଅଛି, ନିଜର nature ଅଛି state formation ର. So that is the concept of, so whether they derive from someone or whether they have introduced their own system. So that is about the first state formation, second state formation. ଯୋଉମାନେ ମାନିବେ ତାକୁ ଡିନାଏ କରିବେ କି ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ ଫର୍ମେସନ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ ଫର୍ମେସନ କୁହାହେବନି, ସବୁ କଲଚର କୁ ତା ହିସାବରେ ଷ୍ଟଡି କରାହବ, that is something. Okay, so that is pre state to state condition. କଣ ହେଲେ state ହୁଏ? I have given you these examples throughout this unit. You will get this. Satavahanas पढ़िबो, कुशाना पढ़िबो. So that's why I told you first कि तमे political history न जानिले state formation बुझी परिबनी. So first pick up a small book जो थिरे इंडिया रो पूरा हिस्ट्री लिखा हिथिबो, ancient history को dynasties आसिले, then easily you can read that block of state formation. So what is the condition? कौन condition हेले गोटे state formation हुए? ଯେମିତି population ରୁ ହେବ, ମନେକର ବହୁତ ज्यादा population ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ, ଯେମିତି ଇଣ୍ଡସ୍ ଭ୍ୟାଲି ହଉ ବା ମେସୋପୋଟାମିଆନ ହଉ ବା ତମର ଇଜିପ୍ସିଆନ ହଉ, ଏମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଡେଲ୍ଟା ରିଜିଅନ ରିଭର ର alluvial deposit attract this population for the larger agriculture purposes. एग्रीकल्चर करिया ପାଇଁ ସେମାନେ ଅଧିକ population କୁ ଇଏ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ state formation ସେଇଠି ହଉଛି. ଯେମିତି ଓଡିଶାରେ ମହାନଦୀ ହେଲା, river attract କରୁଛି population କୁ, if the agriculture is the base. For example, Kushana dynasty. Kushanas were ruling over the northwestern part of India. Okay, this northwestern part, except Sapta Sindhu river belt, all the region of Central Asia and other thing, you will find very small river system is there, not very large and not very large alluvial tract like Gangetic belt. But why the state formation happen in that part of world where you will hardly find any alluvial deposit? So agriculture was not the base of Kushana's empire. That was the international trade. जो रोमन ट्रेड होची, सेमाने मेडिटेटर होचंदी रोमन ट्रेड रो, इंडिया को ट्रेड आसीबो, सेमाने एक्सचेंज करिवे गोल्ड को. दे वर द प्रोटेक्टर ऑफ द सिल्क रूट, जोटा चाइना रो सिल्क रूट जाउतला, दे वर द सेठी स्टेट फॉर्मेशन होची ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ क्षत्रप सिस्टम. क्षत्रपस रोचंदी गवर्नर. सो एवरी स्टेट हैज इट्स ओन कंडीशन जो थिरे कि से स्टेट रे गोटे स्टेट क्रिएट हेबो. सेतिर माइग्रेशन भी अछि. फॉर एग्जांपल वी नो द डायनेस्टिक हिस्ट्री ऑफ यूची, जो माने कि माइग्रेट कले. There was a separate external condition जो थे कि China wall create होची, Yuchi tribe migrated toward the southern territories and they settled in the Indian subcontinent. That is a condition. Religious condition, गोटे center बा गोटे state form है on the basis of religion. धर्म को लेके फॉर एग्जांपल तमे जुडाइज कल्चर नहीं जो बा रोमन एम्पायर रो जो कॉन्स्टेंटिनोपल लेट रोमन एम्पायर नहीं जो जार बेस रहिबो रिलीजन. तमे आउ भी अर्बन सेंटर ट्रेड अर्बन सेंटर, देयर आर सो मेनी कंडीशन आई हैव रोट इन नॉर्दर्न इंडिया एंड साउदर्न इंडिया, लाइक दैट वी हैव कंडीशंस. नॉर्दर्न इंडिया रे कोन कंडीशन से कहले कि हमर जो चतुर्वर्ण सिस्टम जो थिरे क्षत्रिय रूल करिवो, ब्राह्मण प्रीस्टली क्लास वर्शिप करिवे, सैक्रिफाइसेस करिवे. So this is the whole history of India, Indian Peninsula, and in southern India it is peasantry, agrarian type of state formation. जो agriculture जो base रहिला, तो where something is called stratified society, जो kshatriya varna will be the warrior class who will uh, fight for the land, will protect the people. ये जो concept है, but southern India रे you will hardly find this thing. Southern India रा जो basically you will know that all the dynasty has formed based their foundation was the agrarian based system जोथिरे ए region गुड़ाक बड़ा बड़ा agriculture zone but trading port रे established होचे then it is moving toward the kingdom to then monarch like Chalukya, Chola, Pandyas, like that. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. The sources now, though we are this is a part of sources. So we'll history sources important. If you are reading Vedantic, you should know that we have to understand Rig Veda Samhitas, Yajurveda Samhitas, the four Vedas, the Brahmana, Aranyakas, emanakara kona importance ruchi. So sources is a very important component. The second Harappan, we don't have any literary evidences, though we have inscriptions, but we can't read that, decipher that. The third is the PGW or Iron Age culture. It is about, we are talking about 6th century BC, means जो 16 महाजनपद जो एमर्जेंस होची इंडो गैंगेटिक बेल्ट रे केमिति पॉपुलेशन अट्रैक्ट करूची सप्त सिंधु बेल्ट रु शिफ्ट होची पॉपुलेशन इंडो गैंगेटिक बेल्ट को. Okay, so that is one. Then that for them we don't have any literary evidences, like we have archaeological evidence. PGW site jago हुए PGW is painted graveware culture. Painted grave माने गोटे pottery जोटा कि बीबी लाल ताको discovered करथिले. It is associated with yearly iron culture in India. Okay, so इटा पूरा का पूरा northern Indo-Gangetic Doab, North Indo-Gangetic Doab region, upper Gangetic Doab region डेटा मिले. Hastinapur in the place ये सब जो site अच्छे archaeological site, भरतपुरा हरियाणा रा जो थे yearly iron रो culture गुड़ा को देखिए वतरंजी खेड़ा जो like this हस्तिनापुर ये सब site जहाँ को महाभारत pottery भी बहुत लोग कुहंते. So this is the about the yearly state formation जोटा कुहा होचे कि first state formation PGW सहित associated अछि, but we don't have any literary evidences very badly. But we have the evidences in the time of Maurya, which is in form of Indica, in form of Arthashastra Kautilya, in form of Asokan inscription. Literary text tikke confusions tha, but we have Asokan inscription as the primary document. Sometime you know that there is another conflicting thing about the literary texts in India is about they are secondary in nature, mostly secondary in nature, because we don't have any primary account of Kautilya even, we don't have primary account of Indica. এই जो writing गुड़ा होची एटा लेटर historian मानकर quotation रू आना होची, like Kautilya Arthashastra's manuscript was discovered in 1901, not original manuscript but a letter text of early medieval India जो कि नीति सारा टेक्स्ट बहुत नीति सारा टेक्स्ट अछि इंडिया रे जोटा पॉलिटिक्स ऊपर कथा होची ओथरे. They are quoting this quote माने जो quote करी कि जो author को लेखन्ते गोटे ले को लेख करछन्ते 1901 रे गोटे मेजर टेम्पल डिस्कवर इतला. So after thousands of years it is this writer is mentioning about Kautilya Arthashastra, so we have in quotation, so quotation ro part like Indica Megasthenes, Megasthenes Indica. We don't have any primary book or manuscript of Megasthenes. The later historian like Justin, Arian, Pasteur, the Greek Roman historians, Justin, Arian, and Pasteur, like that, they mentioned, they quoted this Megasthenes, what Megasthenes has talked about India, how he visited, how he saw the people. That is in the quotation of their book. So we brought from them. So that's why we have so many gap in literary texts, and that's why the confusion is there. Like taxation, like the concept of king. कोथिरे king माने राजा न भी हे पारे, गोटे छोटा king हे पारे. कोथिरे king माने गोटे emperor को भी king राजा कुहा होछि. केतेबेले आमे god को भी king कहूचे, राजा इंद्र और राजा okay, sometimes god we called god, and there are term like bali. I have given an example also जो थे कि bali माने offering. ବଳି ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଅଫରିଂ ତମେ ଦିଅ ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ଟର୍ମ। ବଟ୍ ବଳି ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ ବି ହଉଛି ଅବ୍ଲିଗେଟୋରୀ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ। ଅବ୍ଲିଗେଟୋରୀ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ ମାନେ ତମେ ନିଜ ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ଯାହା ଦେବ। ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦେयर ଇଜ ଏ ମାନେ ୟୁବରାଜ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ବା ତାର ବର୍ଥ ସେରିମନି ହଉଛି ବା ମ୍ୟାରେଜ ହଉଛି କୋର୍ଟରେ, ତ ଲୋକ ମନ ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ଖୁସିରେ ଯୋଉ ଦିଅନ୍ତି ଅବ୍ଲିଗେଟୋରୀ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ, ଦ୍ୟାଟ ୱାଜ ଅବ୍ଲିଗେଟୋରୀ ନଟ୍ କମ୍ପଲସରୀ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ। ବଟ୍ ତାପରେ କଣ ହଉଛି ବୋଲି ଗୋଟେ ଲେଟର ବେଦିକ ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପଲସରୀ ଟେକ୍ସଟ ହେଇକି ଏମର୍ଜ କରୁଛି। So that's why this is the critical part of it which is there in the unit 1. So yearly Vedic context, you know that I will go very shortly. କାରଣ ମତେ ଏବେ ପୁରା ବେଦିକ ରୁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହବ ଶତଭାନସ୍ତା, ଯୋଉଠି ବୁଝି ନ ପାରିବ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ରଖିଥାଅ। I will give you 10-15 minutes before ending this slides. So ଯୋଉ ବେଦିକ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟ ରେ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ର ଆଇଡିଆ ଟା କଣ ଥିଲା? State ର idea, though you know that ଯେତେବେଳେ Vedic, you can read about Aryan migration, you can read about Aryan theory, you can read early India, many books you will find in belong to different authors. So and also your ignore material. So you know that this Aryan were migrated toward the northwestern India according to the present theory, dominated theory, that something called Aryan. This population was pastoral communities, uh, though it undeniable. They have came from outside or not, that is a controversy. But this was a pastoral based community. Pastoral based community jahara je ସବୁବେଳେ pastoral ମାନେ କଣ, ଯେ ମାନେ animal ଉପରେ depend ଯାହାଙ୍କର economy କରୁଥିବ ହେଲା। So that's why they called it northeastern central Asia ରୁ ଆସିଥିଲେ, ଯେହେତୁ ତାଙ୍କର agriculture was not at all based। so ଏମାନେ କଣ କରିବେ, grazing land ପାଇଁ ଜାଗା ଖୋଜିବେ ଖାଲି। ଥରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗା ସରିଗଲା ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାକୁ ଯିବେ, ତାଙ୍କ animal herds କୁ ସବୁ ନେଇକି ପଳେଇବେ, ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାକୁ ଯିବେ ଯୋଉଠି grazing land grasses ଗୁଡାକ available ଥିବ। so ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ବଲୁଚିସ୍ତାନ ଆଫଗାନିସ୍ତାନ region ରେ ତମେ ଏମିତି ହିଁ tribes ଗୁଡାକ ପାଇବ ଯୋଉମାନେ କି pastoralist ମାନେ ବେସିକଲି। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆସାରିଆନ ମାନେ ଥିଲେ ଏମାନେ ବି yearly pastoralist community, ଯୋଉମାନେ later time ରେ civilization ହେଇକି grow କରୁଛନ୍ତି। so ଏମାନଙ୍କର କଣ, ଏମାନେ ଜାଗା ଖୋଜିବେ କି କୋଉଠି pastoral ମାନେ ଗାଈ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଯୋଉ କେଟଲ ହଉଛନ୍ତି ବା sheep goat whatever it is, ଲାଇଫ ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ତାଙ୍କର, ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ କେମିତି କୋଉଠି ଫୁଡ availability ହେବ, ତାଙ୍କୁ ବି ଫୁଡ availability ହେବ। So during that time the yearly waves, ଯେତେଟା several waves ଯୋଉ ଆସିଛି, because India is not living in a watertight compartment, ଗୋଟେ wall ନାହିଁ କି ଲୋକ ଆସିବେନି। northwestern territory is open to the Central Asia, it is open to Central Asia, so various time there are several migration happen, like I told you, Indo-Parthian, Indo-Scythian, Indo-Greeks, এটা ସବୁବେଳେ open ରହିଛି India ଟା north western part ରେ। so various population ର ଏଠି merge କରିଛି north western territory ରେ, basically northern Indian population ଟା। so this time you know that this people, this Vedic yearly Vedic history, ତମେ ତା ପାଇଁ yearly Vedic politics ପଢିପାର। you have in your books, in your blogs, if you want to understand the Vedic state, ଯୋଉଥିରେ king ଗୋଟେ ultimate ruler ନୁହଁ, king ଗୋଟେ temporary post। ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେମାନେ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି war କରିବାକୁ, କାରଣ pastoralist ତାଙ୍କର ବି war ହେବ for the land, for the territory। ସେମାନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ war ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ସେତେବେଳେ confrontation କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଚାରି ପାଞ୍ଚଟା tribe ମିଶିକି, ସେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଦରକାର ପଡେ, କିଙ୍ଗ ଯୋଉ କି ଯେ କି ବୁଟି, ତାପରେ ବୁଟି କଲେକ୍ସନ ଯୋଉ ହବ ୱାର ବୁଟି, ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁଟ କରିଦେବେ। that was the system, because it was not a permanent state, okay, it is a pre-state। after that, in the later Vedic society, this raja or this bispati changed its form, এটা hereditary ହେଇଯାଉଛି। king became ultimate ruler, king ସହିତ ପୁରୋହିତ ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ମିନିଷ୍ଟର ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, କାଉନସିଲ ଅଫ ମିନିଷ୍ଟର ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେନାପତି ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ସ୍ପାଇସ୍ ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଗୁପ୍ତଚର ରହିବେ, ଗୋଟେ elaborate system ହେଇଯିବ। କିଙ୍ଗସିପ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଟା ଗୋଟେ ହେରିଡିଟାରୀ ହେଇଗଲା। ତ what is that? The change happened with the ସେଡେଣ୍ଟିଜମ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେମାନେ ଫୁଲି ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚରାଲିଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ଲେଟର ବେଦିକ ପିରିୟଡ ରେ, ସେଟା ଷ୍ଟେଟ ଫର୍ମେସନ କୁ ଦେଖଉଛି। ଆଉ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରାଟିଫିକେସନ ଆସୁଛି ତମର ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ, କ୍ଷତ୍ରିୟ, ବୈଶ୍ୟ, ଶୂଦ୍ର, ଯୋଉଗୁଡାକ ଲେଟର ବେଦିକ ଟେକ୍ସଟ ର ଏଡିସନ ରେ ଆଡ କରାହେଇଛି। that's why they called it the stratified society, is ultimately showing you the evidences of state formation, early state formation। so it is about that, okay, you can read about the later Vedic and early Vedic। ଆଉ ତା ଭିତରେ complex rituals ର କେତେ important state formation ରେ ସବୁବେଳେ ମନେ ରଖିବ don't underestimate this religious aspect of while studying the South Asian context. Okay, uh, you don't have to see from the capitalist point of view or Marxist point of view or any other point of view, but you can see it in your own nerves and in your own understanding कि religion टा India re বা South Asia re, even I will tell you the world civilization part re, ritual sacrifices, god goddesses, creation of the myth legends are very crucial, played very crucial role for the state formation. ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜାଗୁରାଟ୍ସ ହଉଛି ବା ଇଜିପ୍ସିଆନ ପିରାମିଡ ହଉଛି ଯୋଉଥିରେ ଫାରୋ ନିଜକୁ ଗଡ କହିକି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ବା ଯୋଉ ମେସୋପୋଟାମିଆନ ରୁଲର ସାର୍ଗନ he is calling himself a god. Hammurabi is saying that I am the messenger of the god giving me the law of code. What is that meaning? The meaning is that they are they are claiming that the god chooses us to rule this country, okay, rule this land, whether it is Mesopotamia, whether it is India. Okay, so old world ancient world रे एटा गोटे बहुत important component आ South Asia रे एटा continue करिवो till early medieval India, till early medieval India, when this legitimization process will take a much complex form. How complex है जो सेटा हमें next unit रे discuss करिवा कि केमिति complexity रे होचे. So this ritual sacrifices ये जो करा होतला like बाजपेय यज्ञ, अश्वमेध यज्ञ, तमरो जो sacrifices करा होची बा donations दिया होची, land donations ब्राह्मण मानको ए rituals ର meaning करा. These rituals helped to legitimize a ruler to elevate his position from the simple king to the ultimate power. Okay, gote king gote ghoda buleibo, that is symbolically is saying that I am the lord of this land, this particular territory. Okay, legitimization is a process. This is the part of the process. तमे गोटे रिच हे गले, for example Tata, Ambani, you know that there are so many rich people in India. Elon Musk is there, Bill Gates is there. You don't worship them, you don't worship them, you don't put their images in your temple and in our houses. There are so many intellectuals are there, but you don't do that. So why these the god and goddesses then? So this you know that Kushanas uh, uh, in the world रे तो बहुत example अछि, but India रा सबुठी earliest example जदि नेबो जोउथरे king ନିଜକୁ god ର nominee ନାହିଁ बल्कि ନିଜକୁ god କହୁଛି. They were the Kushanas, they were the first Kushanas. ତମେ ଜାଣିଥିବ ମଥୁରା ରେ ମାର୍ଟ टेम्पल ଗୋଟେ ମାର୍ଟ ରେ टेम्पल ମିଳଥିଲା ଯୋଉଥିରେ କୁଶାନ ତମେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ବହୁତ ସାରା ଇମେଜ ଗୋଟେ ଲଙ୍ଗ ବୁଟ ପିନ୍ଧିକି କୁଶାନ ର ଇମେଜ ଅଛି ତା ପଛରେ ହୋଲୋ ଅଛି ହେଲା. The Kushanas were the first dynasty who claimed that they were the king, they were the lord, they were the god. Okay, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ନିଜକୁ ସେ divine, ନିଜକୁ divine figure ରେ ସେ represent କରୁଛନ୍ତି. Or either they will say that we belong to that sun god, we belong to the moon god, we belong to the we are the blood of the god, like that. Okay, so these rituals are very elaborated. Then our ritual elaborated hochi like Ashwamedh, sorry, ए जो मुंडरे पानी दवा बा हाथी चाली की जिबे बा तमरो आउ केते ritual केते story create हुए गोटे king को legitimation देवा पे. This is a very interesting history, you can read more about it. এটা ସରିବନି ଏଥିରେ. So now in southern India ର earliest state formation ର evidences ତମକୁ संगम age ରୁ मिले. You can read about the three संगम councils. संगमର ତିନିଟା ଯୋଉ संगम होची basically संगम literature form ରେ ଆମେ ଜାଣୁଛେ, and there are thousands of संगम literature in the form of poetry and prose is there. ତାଙ୍କର main concept ଥିଲା ଏ ଯୋଉ literary councils होतला, which is patronized by these three dynasties, Chera, Chola, and Pandyas in the extreme south. They were eta kuha way South India first state formation evidences. Okay, not after Maurya but before them. They claim that, but Sangama literary texts date hochi 3rd century BC, 2nd century BC mostly to the 3rd century AD, 6th century AD. So partly after the Maurya we know about the Sangam age, though we don't have any primary script manuscript belong to the first Sangam and second Sangam. जो गुड़ाक भी अच्छी South India रो बहुत later text रे तारा quotation रे अच्छी संगम विषय रे. So that is I told you that is the problem of literary texts in India. For that you can read about the sources chapter. Okay. um, so से कहता था कि सेठी भी फोर फोल्ड डिवीजन थिला, मिनिस्टर थिले, किंग थिले, टेरिटोरीज अछि, बिकॉज संगम लिटरेचर दुईटा पार्ट अछि तार संगम लिटरेचर शॉर्टली कहि दोची। गोटे तेनाई गोटे गोटे होची ताकू दुईटा जदी डिवाइड करिवो, गोटे हुए अकम, गोटे हुए पूरब। अकम टा होची तमरा इंटेरियर लाइफ विषय रे जिते पोएट्री गुडाक अछि, जिते लिटरेरी टेक्स्ट गुडाक अछि, जो गुडाक अकम माने भीतर लव पोएट्री, सेपरेशन, जो heroic thing like that, internal moral philosophy विषय रे। The Puram treaties or Puram literary texts are about the external world। ए जो एगुड़ाक सेगुड़ाक होची तमर about the war, about the territorial occupation, agriculture, like this ए सब land geographical distribution विषय। ए जेतेले पोएट्री माने लेखुचंती, एमानंकर geographical distributions अछि, छटा सातटा कुरुंजी फुरुंजी तमे देखिदबो सेटा संगम लिटरेचर रे अछि। डिवाइड करा अछि ताको तेनाई सिस्टम को होय। तेनाई सिस्टम एक तेनाई भी लिखा अछि, कोटी तेनाई भी लिखा अछि। तेनाई सिस्टम माने कोन पर्टिकुलर geographical region रे गोटे पर्टिकुलर symbolic flower से रिप्रेजेंट करूचंती कि ए पर्टिकुलर ज्योग्राफी मानकर हिली रीजन अछि तो गोटे फ्लावर, गोटे डेजर्ट रीजन अछि तो गोटे फ्लावर, गोटे अलुवियल जोन अछि तो गोटे फ्लावर। से फ्लावर को बेस करके फिर से पोएट्री लिखियो। सो एटा कहला कि संगम एज टा से रीजन रे माने तमिलकम किंगडम एक्सट्रीम साउथ रे स्टेट फॉर्मेशन होची। आउ ए स्टेट फॉर्मेशन रो बेस होची एग्रीकल्चर आउ इंटरडिपेंडेंस। ए तीनटा चेर चोला पांड्या ए माने मेजर सेंटर रहउचंती स्टेट रो, जोठी पावर टैप लोक माने आसुचंती, पॉपुलेशन होची एगारियन सिस्टम इंक्रीज करूची। सेथिरे चीफ अछंती, लैंडलॉर्ड्स अछंती, टैक्सेशन सिस्टम अछि, किंग्स अछंती, पैलेसेस अछि जहाँ विषय रे लिटरेरी रिव्यू रे रेखा अछि, जुडिशियल सिस्टम अछि, रेवेन्यू अछि। These are the part of Sangam. So it is the earliest evidence South India re koala. This is about more about the Southern Indian a time Sangam polity. You can read about that. कि सभा कौन अच्छी, समिति केमिति लोक आसुଥିଲେ, से क्लर्क, ट्रेजरी ऑफिशियल, सिटी तांकर केते मिलिट्री थिला। You can read about that also. So that is the Tanai, it lekha ichi Tanai system. I will skip that. Chiefdom in Tamilakam. Towards stratification. Later phase re, ita out well established stratification re, ita south re jauche. The formation of the state, I have to skip that. Okay, so let's go to northern India again. After Vedic, जो वैदिक सिविलाइजेशन तमे कहूछ सप्त सिंधु परे तमरा पुणी आमे आसीबा इंडो गांगेटिक मिड गांगेटिक डोआब रीजन रे 6th century आडको Gangetic Delta population increase होची. Why? Because of the agriculture, because of the iron पाई technology change होची। जेतेले कि हरप्पन civilization, you know that Rajasthan रो साइट गुडा को basically copper mines गुडा को अछि, like जो Chalcolithic settlements गुडा को। But Gangetic zone was converted into a very large agriculture, जो Satabata Brahman रे deforestation कथा भी लिखा है। Series of deforestation happen in Indo-Gangetic region. And iron allowed them to deforest this region largely in large scale. Clear करूछंदी, forest clear करूछंदी कोन पे? Agriculture पे। Agriculture होची, population increase होची, सेठी state formation होची। That state formation you can see in the shape of 16 महाजनपद। 16 महाजनपद अंगुत्त निकाय लेखा है। जदि तमे आहुरी टैक्स देखिबो, लाइक जैन टैक्स, लाइक पुराण टैक्स, सेथिरे आहुरी स्टेट गुडा का विषय रे लेखा है सेठी हैला। तो मेजॉरिटी रे हमें 16 state विषय रे पढो। Then we know that these 16 states that have their own polity, their own economy. Panchma coin asuchi, coin city coin jahaku कहा हुए, Kosambi, Vaishali, Vidisha. We have lot of story regarding them. जो state formation रे इठी गोटे बहुत important component अछि, Buddhism and Jainism. The role of Buddhism and Jainism to strength ए माने केमिति strength gain करूचंती, काहाको patronization देउचंती? Trade merchants मानो, traders community मानो को। So it is another component in India जोथिरे कि stratification जो होची class रो, ब्राह्मण, क्षत्रिय, आउ वैश्य. Basically these three category, how they are competing with each other, complementing each other. Okay, एठी दुईटा जिनिस रहउची। Competing माने क्षत्रिय कहबो मु पावरफुल, ब्राह्मण कहबो मु पावरफुल, वैश्य गोटे टाइम रे आसिले मर्चेंटल कम्युनिटी, से माने कहले आमे बेसी पावरफुल। ऑब्वियसली not କହିଲେ nahi, but it we can see that, for example, in the Vedantic, ତାପରେ ପୁଣି କ୍ଷତ୍ରିୟ ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ତାପରେ ପୁଣି ଦେଖିବ ତମେ ଯେମିତି many Brahminical ruler, you know that ଗୋଟେ time ଯେତେବେଳେ 16 ଯେତେବେଳେ ବୁଦ୍ଧିଜମ ଜୈନିଜମ ଆସିବ, how mercantile community became so prominent, फिर पुणी गुप्ता ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିବେ ପୁଣି ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣାଇଜେସନ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ଆସୁଛି। ତ this is the ଯଦି ତମେ ପୁରା ହୋଲ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଦେଖିବ, ତମେ ଦେଖିବ ଏଇ ତିନିଟା କ୍ୟାଟେଗୋରୀ କେମିତି କମ୍ପିଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, କମ୍ପ୍ଲିମେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। କମ୍ପ୍ଲିମେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ କଣ, ଏକ ଦୁସରାର ନିଡ୍ କୁ ପୁରା କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ ଦ ନେଚର ଅଫ ଦ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ଫର୍ମେସନ ଇନ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ। ପ୍ରିଷ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ରାଜାକୁ ଲେଜିଟିମାଇଜେସନ ଦେବ, ରାଜା ପ୍ରିଷ୍ଟର ହେଲ୍ପ ନେବ rituals or sacrifices ରେ, ତାକୁ ନିଜର ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ନିଜର ଲେଜିଟିମାଇଜେସନ କୁ ସେ ସେଠି ପ୍ରୁଭ କରିପାରିବ କି that I am the pure, I am the king and I am the ultimate authority। ଯୋଉଥିରେ ସେ ଟାଇଟଲ ନେବ, ଯୋଉଥିରେ ସେ ରାଜସ୍ୱ ଯଜ୍ଞ କରିବ, ଡୋନେସନ ଦେବ। they are complementing each other, at the same time they are competing each other for the power। ମର୍ଚେଣ୍ଟାଇଲ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ସେମାନେ ପାୱାରଫୁଲ, ଟ୍ରେଡ କରନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦରକାର, ତାଙ୍କଠୁ ପଇସା ଦରକାର, ତାଙ୍କଠୁ ଦରକାର, ତ ଏଇମାନେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ୟୁଜ କରିବେ। ବେସିକାଲି ଗିଲ୍ଡ ସିଷ୍ଟମ, you know that Indo-Scythian, Indo-Parthian, Kushana time ରେ, even Satavahana time ରେ, ଶୁଙ୍ଗ time ରେ ପୁରା କା ପୁରା ମର୍ଚେଣ୍ଟାଇଜ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ଡୋମିନେଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆକୁ। ଯୋଉଥିରେ ତମେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସ୍ତୂପସ ଗୁଡାକ ଦେଖିବ, ଶୁଙ୍ଗ ସ୍ତୂପ, ସାତବାହନ ସ୍କୁଲ ଅଫ ଆର୍ଟ, ଅମରାବତୀ ସ୍କୁଲ ଅଫ ଆର୍ଟ, they were built by the mercantile communities। ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଡୋନେସନ ଦେବେ, ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ପେଟ୍ରୋନାଇଜେସନ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଥ୍ରୁରେ ବୁଦ୍ଧିଜମ ଜୈନିଜମ ନିଉ ପେଟ୍ରୋନାଇଜେସନ ହଉଛି। So this is another component of it। then feature of Mauryan state, ତାପରେ Mauryan କୁ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ। though you know that Mauryan is the first empire, first mighty empire of India, ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ଗୋଟେ well elaborated system ଅଛି, ଯୋଉଟା କୌଟିଲ୍ୟ ଅର୍ଥଶାସ୍ତ୍ରରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ସପ୍ତାଙ୍ଗ ଥିଓରି, ଯାହାକୁ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ର ଗୋଟେ ସପ୍ତାଙ୍ଗ ଥିଓରି କହିକି। କିଙ୍ଗ ସେଣ୍ଟର ରହିବେ, ଆମର୍ତ୍ୟସ ମିନିଷ୍ଟର, ପ୍ରୋଭିନ୍ସିଆଲ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣର, ଟ୍ରେଜେରୀ, ଟାକ୍ସେସନ ସିଷ୍ଟମ, ଫୋର୍ଟ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ ପାଇଁ ଫୋର୍ଟ ରହିବ, ମିଲିଟାରୀ ରହିବ, ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ରହିବ। ଦିଜ ଆର ଦ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ଏ ଷ୍ଟେଟ। ତ କୌଟିଲ୍ୟ ଅର୍ଥଶାସ୍ତ୍ରକୁ ତମେ ଆଣିପାରିବ ଏଠି well elaborately, କି କିଙ୍ଗ କେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ହେଡ ହଉଛି। another important element of state, nature of the state during the Mauryan time came along with the Ashoka। ଅଶୋକରେ ଗୋଟେ patriarchal feeling ଯୋଉ ସେ ଇନସ୍କ୍ରିପସନ ରେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି all are my children। ସେଟା ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ ତମେ ଦେଖିବ କି ଗୋଟେ କିଙ୍ଗ ଗୋଟେ ନିଜର ସବଜେକ୍ଟ କୁ ନିଜର ଚିଲଡ୍ରେନ ହିସାବରେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି। that is the same kind of nature of while giving his commands, edicts। okay, so that's a centralized system ତମେ ଦେଖିପାରିବ Mauryan state ର nature ରେ, completely monarchical। ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି ପ୍ରି ମୋରିଆନ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ରେ ବି ତମେ ଦେଖ କି ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କୌଟିଲ୍ୟ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଅର୍ଥଶାସ୍ତ୍ର ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେତେବେଳେ ସେମାନେ ବହୁତ ବହୁତ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଙ୍ଗ ଫିଲିଂ ଅଛି ଏଗେନ୍ଷ୍ଟ ଦିସ୍ ଗଣସଂଘ ରିପବ୍ଲିକାନ, ଯାହାକୁ ରିପବ୍ଲିକାନ କହୁଛନ୍ତି। ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ରାଇଟ୍ ରିପବ୍ଲିକ, ରାଇଟ୍ ଗଣସଂଘ। ଓକେ, ଆଭଏଡ ଦିସ୍ ଟର୍ମ ରିପବ୍ଲିକ, କାରଣ ରିପବ୍ଲିକ ଇଜ a modern term, we don't know whether there was a election system was there or not। so ଆମେ modern term କୁ ପୁରା use କରିଦେଇ ପାରିବାନି as a supplementary। okay, ଗଣସଂଘ ଅଛି ତ ଗଣସଂଘ ଲେଖିବ, ରିପବ୍ଲିକ ଲେଖିବନି। so that is one suggestion if you can accept। the other thing is about that ki Mauryan state was very critical of that। Ashokan inscription ରେ ବି ବାରମ୍ବାର ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି କି ଗଣସଂଘ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେ ପୁରା warn କରୁଛନ୍ତି, because this is a two theory। ଷ୍ଟେଟ ର ଦିଟା ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା ଥିଓରି, ଗୋଟେରେ ମୋନାର୍ଚିକାଲ ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟା ଅଲ୍ଟିମେଟ, ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କିଙ୍ଗ, କୌଟିଲ୍ୟ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କି କିଙ୍ଗ ସବୁ ପାୱାର ନିଜ ହାତରେ ରଖିବ, କିଙ୍ଗ will be the ultimate ruler, he will rule the state। while the other ସଂଘ ପଲିଟିକ୍ସ ରେ କଣ ଏତେ ଏତେ ସେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲାଇଜଡ ନୁହଁ, ଗ୍ରୁପ ଅଫ ପିପଲ will rule, ଇଲେକ୍ଟ ହେବେ, ଟେମ୍ପରାରୀ ରହିବେ, ହେରିଡିଟାରୀ ରହିବନି। ବଟ ମୋରିଆନ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ରେ ସେଟା ବହୁତ ଏକ ଗୋଟେ ଏଲାବୋରେଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଅଛି, ଯୋଉଥିରେ କିଙ୍ଗ ର ପୁରା ଗୋଟେ ଯୋଉ ତାଙ୍କର ଅଧିକରଣ ଅଛି 16, there are 16 ଅଧିକରଣ ଅଛି କୌଟିଲ୍ୟ ଅର୍ଥଶାସ୍ତ୍ର, ସେ ସେଥିରେ ପୁରା ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି। then there are system of treasury, system of ଦଣ୍ଡ, system of punishment, capital punishment। punishment କଣ ପାଇଁ ଥାଏ, କାହିଁ କିଙ୍ଗ ହାତରେ punishment ରୁହେ, ସେ ସେଠି ନିଜର ଅଥରିଟି ଦେଖଉଛନ୍ତି that I am the decision maker, I am the creator of the law। okay, so that's a thing। nature of Kushana state, like I've told you, ki Kushana's Devaputra iti lekha hai, the son of God। The Saunano, Shao, Kushanas. There are so many the epithet they have adopted for them. Now, Kushana state, jungta form hela. Kushanas, you know that they were belong to the Yuchi tribe, जो कि Central Asia, Mongolia region रो आस्तेले. Different tribe आस्तेले. Uima kada paises तांको मिसे की गोटे state करथिले. Kushana state कहिकी. ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ main foundation ଥିଲା, it was not agrarian like Magadha or Satavahanas. ଏମାନଙ୍କର state formation ଥିଲା on the basis of trade. ଯେତେବେଳେ trade ସରି ଯାଉଛି, କୁଶାନ state ବି collapse କରି ଯାଉଛି. And the trade, the center of the trade was the Roman trade and the Silk Road trade. ଯୋଉ ଦୁଇଟା ଜାଗାକୁ ସେ protection ଦଉଛନ୍ତି, run କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉ execute କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉ they used to they have this direct linkages with the Romans. And they have this contemporary Satavahana in the peninsular India. They were the ruler of the northwestern India till the Mathura and Koshambi भी कुहा हुए कि Kushana's empire भिତରେ ଥିଲା. ସେମାନେ କେମିତି patronization ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଦେଖ ବୁଦ୍ଧିଜମ କୁ large scale ରେ. Afghanistan, Balochistan, ଏ ପୁରା ଯୋଉ ତମେ ପୁରା region ଦେଖିବ ବହୁତ ବୁଦ୍ଧିଷ୍ଟ ସ୍ତୂପ ଥିଲା, partly destroyed by the Taliban and other thing. But it was the Kushanas were credited uh, to you can say popularize this Buddhism in the whole world. Takshashila school apart, Mathura school apart is the evidence of that. So this one thing, that is one thing. But this basically the जेहेतु एटा एग्रीकल्चर जोन नुह, गोटे पॉपुलेशन सेठी गोटे पॉपुलेशन नुह, डिफरेंट पॉपुलेशंस अछि, सेंट्रल एशियन पॉपुलेशन जो थरे इरानियन भी अछंती, आर्मेनियन भी अछंती, इंडियंस भी अछंती, सेंट्रल एशियन भी अछंती, नॉर्दर्न मंगोलियंस भी अछंती, तापरे चाइनीज सिल्क रूट भी जाउची, रोमन भी आसुचंती. एते मिक्स्ड पॉपुलेशन को से माने केमिति रूल करिवे. That's why the loose federation was there, where the Kushanas and they were the kings. Tango kings ko kuagala. So you can read about that. I will just skip that. Then Satavahana state. Satavahana state bisare bhi tame dekhi dabo. Next class re I will take some of the question. If you have any Satavahana ta tame padi dei paribo ki kemiti se Godavari basin re peasantry class gudaka. The first state formation happened during the Mauryan time. माने जो फर्स्ट आइडिया ऑफ स्टेट माने रेफरेंस गुडा मिलुची, प्रतिष्ठान रो रेफरेंस, गिरनार रो रेफरेंस, अमरावती रो एगुडा को रेफरेंस मिलुची तमर अशोकन टाइम रो. कुआ होची कि एमाने स्टेट रो आइडिया सेबिटु पाइलेनी, बट सेमाने फ्यूडेटरीज थिरे मोरियन टाइम रे. बट लेटर ऑन व्हेन द मोरियन एम्पायर कोलैप्स, दे डिक्लेयर्ड देमसेल्फ एज इंडिपेंडेंट. Okay, that is a one theory. The second theory is that Satavahana state seithi emerge koruchi among the landlords, landlord peasantry class nu landlord ru kingship ru, then small empire to they created Satavahana mighty empire. जो थे शिफ्टिंग भी होची पॉपुलेशन फ्रॉम प्रतिष्ठान टू अमरावती, से माने पूरा गोदावरी डेल्टा को डोमिनेट करिकि रखुचंती. सेथिरे फिर पेट्रोनाइजेशन अछि बुद्धिज्म रो. they were brahmanes, Satavahanas, they patronized the Buddhism in a large scale because it was the religion at that time which was very popular. So Amravati school apart, Nagarjun Kunda, Jagayapeta, Ghantasala, all these Buddhist sites are patronized by the Satavahanas. You will find the supers and all that. And they have this elaborate state system. जो थिरे की king अछंती, ministers अछंती, गाहपतिस देखिबो किछिटा मोरियन ठू आसुची, किछिटा तांकर निजर हला. You can read that. Nature of the state under Guptas. Now Gupta or early medieval जेहेतु next class रे early medieval में पढ़ेबी, Gupta एटा को पढ़े देबी हला. एटा एथिर अछि, first unit रे अछि, but I can cover it in the next class because तापर early medieval का प्राय Gupta system का ही adopt करूचंते, so we can read that in that class. I will take some of the question if you have better. Yes. I hope you understand some of the point of my. I'm sorry I go so much so faster than you said me. You told me. Just be quick and ask the question if you have.
Yes, madam. Actually, madam, ମୁଁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି feudal rurals ବିଷୟରେ ଟିକେ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି, ଆଉ ଯୋଉ epithet जो केसर ଏବେ ଯୋଉ ମେନସନ କରାହେଲା, ମୁଁ ତାର ୟୁଜ ଟା କଣ ତା ବିଷୟରେ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି. ଆଉ ଯୋଉ ଆପଣ ବୁକ୍ କହିଲେ କି କିଛି ବୁକ୍ ଆପଣ ଫଲୋ କରନ୍ତୁ, ତ ମେ ପ୍ଲିଜ ସଜେଷ୍ଟ କିଛି ବୁକ୍ ଯୋଉଟା କି ମୁଁ ଫଲୋ କରିପାରିବି.
अच्छा तमर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन थिला कोन गोटे कहला फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन टा कहली अर्ली मेडिएवल.
हाँ एक्चुअली एटा फ्यूडल रूलर्स जो आपण कहले फ्यूडल रूलर्स जो आपण आगु कालो जो किंग माने फर्स्ट गुटे फ्यूडल रूलर्स माने बना होतले से माने राजत्व करूतले kingdom को?
देखो फ्यूडलिज्म तो अलग जिनिस फ्यूडलिज्म इज अ यूरोपियन टर्म फ्यूडल लॉर्ड एठी कहिबार माने ना प्रोविंशियल गवर्नर्स आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट तापर फ्यूडलिज्म टा अर्ली मेडिएवल रे हमें सेटा को पढी दबा फ्यूडलिज्म डिबेट टा जोटा कि इंडिया रे अर्ली मेडिएवल टाइम रो पोस्ट गुप्त टाइम रो डोमिनेट करूची फ्यूडलिज्म माने होची डिसइंटीग्रेशन ऑफ द पावर जो पावर टा डिसइंटीग्रेट हो जो किंग रो पावर टा पळे आसीबो तळकू माने डिफरेंट डिफरेंट प्रोविंशियल गवर्नर मानक पाखरे पावर पळे आसीबो किंग खाली सिंबलिक हेकी रहि जिवो हैला
Yes, ma'am.
सेटा अर्ली मेडिएवल रे आसीबो बट एबे कण एबे तमे वेदांतिक पढिलो बा सतवाहन पढिलो बा कुषाण पढिलो दीज रूलर्स वेर द एम्परर तो हमर एठी किछि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नाही टिल मोरिया गुप्त टाइम आसिला परे परे तमे देखिबो चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य वाज आल्सो ए एम्परर और ए किंग और यू कैन सी द अल्टीमेट रूलर से पूरा कन्क्वेस्ट करूछंती पूरा ऑल ओवर इंडिया को ऑलमोस्ट ऑल ओवर इंडिया को बट तापरे भी से कहउछंती छाडी दोछि मु पाउछि देन आई एम लिबरेटिंग देम तो किछि गोटे कंट्रोल रोनी सेंट्रल कंट्रोल रोनी बट टिल द सतवाहन यू विल सी देयर इज ए सेंट्रलाइज्ड कंट्रोल सेंट्रल कंट्रोल करूछि प्रोविंस को जो किंग इज द अल्टीमेट हेड तो सेहिति एटा पूरा को गोटे ब्लॉक रे रखा हैछि जो किंग हेड हेबे जते बेले इयरली मेडिवल आसीबो ए पावर टा डिसइंटीग्रेट हे जिवो प्रोविंसेस रे लाइक चालुक्य चोल चांदेलस सेमिति ओडिसा रे तमे पाइबो भूमकर सोमवंशी गंगेश केते डिसइंटीग्रेशन जो पावर डिसइंटीग्रेशन हे जिवो सेटा सेटा होछि फेडरलिज्म रो कांसेप्ट द सेकंड इज द एपिथेट नो कथा होछि लेजिटिमाइजेशन कथा फॉर एग्जांपल यू नो दैट गंगा रूलर मानकर केते एपिथेट गुडा थिला किंग माने सब बेले निजर एपिथेट गुडा लाइक मेघ मेघ जो खारबेलंगर एपिथेट अछि लंबा एपिथेट अछि हिस्ट्री स्टूडेंट्स आर गुड टू रिमेंबर दैट आई एम नॉट सो ए एपिथेट गुडा किछिटा जेमिति अछि जो पुलकेशिन सेकंड करो या हर्षवर्धन करो तमे देखो बहुत लॉन्ग लॉन्ग एपिथेट अछि जते बेले से माने कन्क्वेस्ट करूछंती नुवा टेरिटोरी को बा गोटे सैक्रिफाइस करूछंती निजो को अल्टीमेट रूलर कहि कि कहबे सेते बेले ए जो एपिथेट लॉन्ग एपिथेट यूज करिवार गोटे प्रोपेगेंडा थिला जोथिरे से निजो को माने लाइक I'm the defeater of this ruler or I'm the owner of the tribhuvan okay like this chakravarti I'm the maharaja dhiraj एई सब जो इंस्क्रिप्शन भी मिलुची एथिरे हमें जानि पारे कि से माने गोटे इंडिपेंडेंट रूलर और गोटे सबऑर्डिनेट रूलर से माने गोटे इंडिपेंडेंट टेरिटोरी रे रूल करूथिले इफ दे आर रिकरिंग इफ they are referencing themselves as a maharaja dhiraj if they are referencing themselves as a samanta or just a king then we know that they were the hereditary rulers or they are जेमती कन्याक भुजर हिस्ट्री रो तमे देखियो डिफरेंट हिस्ट्री रो तमे देखियो पार्टली गोटे किंग जे लिखि निजको किंग किंग कहिबे सामंत कहिबे then subsequently they will call themselves महाराजा धीराज आउ elaborate title गुप्त टाइम रे आहुरी elaborate title गुडा को पळे आसीबो and it is a part of social process also जो social legitimization होची निजो को हायरार्की देबा पई सोसाइटी रे किंग अछंती पावर पळे आसीला now they want to place them as a higher than the common people so that legitimation processes it out. Third is the book about the book you can read you can read this all this igno material this is quite good ame भी igno material hi पढू सब एग्जाम पे भी और पिलां को पढ़ाया पे भी so it is quite good it is written by many good professors of different universities of India. Now beside that if you want to ask me book then I will suggest you to read um, as many as book you can read like Upinder Singh's Ancient to Early Medieval India. This is a book which is a very elaborate book with all the pictures and boxes. Gote bahi jemti gote modern idea re lekha hue Upinder Singh books emti lekha hai. Then we have you can read all these Romila Thapar Ashokan and Decline State formation of theory bhola se lekha hai. You can read Early India also Romila Thapar. Then we have the book by Ranbir Chakravarti. The other books are there are so many books are available but I will suggest you igno material as well as Upinder Singh if you can buy a book by yourself written by Upinder Singh. She is not the primary the author who looked into the primary sources like Romila Thapar or R.S. Sharma एमाने कोन एमाने primary sources को देखि छंती बा लेखि छंती तांको but Upinder Singh collected all this material एंड से निज हिसाब रे फिर निजर लैंग्वेज रे बहुत मटेरियल से आर्कियोलॉजी टू नहीं कि हिस्ट्री टू नहीं कि मेडिवल डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ऑथर रो बहुत भलो सेकेंडरी सोर्स को रिव्यू करके गोटे बही लिखि जंते तो तमे सेकड़ा को एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन एंड अदर थिंग पे भी यूज करि परिबो विदेशी
उपेंद्र
रो
और भूपेंद्र?
Upinder Singh, she is the daughter of Manmohan Singh. You know that Upinder Singh ର ଗୋଟେ ବହି ଅଛି Ancient to Early Medieval India ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି
ओके मैडम, ओके
ମୋଟା ବହିଟା ଅଛି ବହୁତ thick book ଟା. This is a very good book for all of your examination like net examination and other thing. Besides that, Igno material is quite sufficient. Okay.
थैंक यू मैडम.
Yes, and if you want to a higher level theoretical book, then Romilatha Pariyali India is a good book. It's not complex like people used to say that both complicated. It's not complicated. It's very theoretical in terms of state formation. Idea book, but it is quite old, 1960s, 70s. But it is a good book in India. There is a there. If you want to study the state formation, I will suggest you next time if you will come to the class. If I will suggest more books for you for the state formation particularly. Okay.
थैंक यू
Uh,
सो मच मैडम.
yes. But first, please go and read about the political. You should have sound understanding about the political history of India. Then only you can read this state formation. Okay. सेटा तमरा foundation तमरा background रे सबल रहिवा कथा. तापरे जाई कि तमे समस्तंग state formation तमे पढ़ दे परियो.
थैंक यू
Yes.
मैडम.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. And yes, sir. If you have
Thank
any other question,
thank you, ma'am.
uh, Rosalind, do you have any question?
No, ma'am.
I hope you understand some of the point which I am talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. See you in next class day after tomorrow.
Thank you,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye.
थैंक यू मैडम. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you, madam.
Yes,
Madam?
PPT. Runu Ghosh, PPT. I don't think I should share this PPT because this PPT is I have derived all the points from IGNOU material itself. Okay, I have downloaded it and I have derived all the points because I have to cover according to your syllabus and according to your material. So I have collected all the material, all the point from your IGNOU material. Like I told you, IGNOU material is quite sufficient. This is written by the professor of Delhi University, JNU, also some of the leading professor of the history department of different universities of India. तो गोटे बहुत तमे इग्नू मटेरियल गोटे गोटे वेल सफिशिएंट जो थरे डिफरेंट बुक रो एलिमेंट गुडा तमे पाइबो तमे देखिबो से माने कोट करिबा आर एस शर्मा को से जते मॉडर्न इंडिया पढिबो सुमित सरकार टू नेकी दीपेश चक्रवर्ती टू नेकी स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म पोस्ट कॉलोनियल हिस्ट्री से समस्त को कोट करिसंती एठी भी तमे देखिबो एथि रोमिला तापर कोन कहउचंती आर एस शर्मा कोन कहउचंती नेशनलिस्ट कोन कहउचंती सबल्टन कोन सबल्टन तो नहीं एंशिएंट इंडिया रे आसीबनी बट आर्कियोलॉजिकल मटेरियल कोन होची से माने कोन करचंती इग्नू मटेरियल जेतरे लिखुचंती बहुत सब राइटर मानकर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को आणुचंती क्वाइट सफिशिएंट एंड क्वाइट गुड फॉर योर फंडामेंटल अंडरस्टैंडिंग फाउंडेशन ପାଇଁ ଏଟା ବହୁତ ଭଲ ତାପରେ ତମେ ତା ଛଡା ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି ରୋମିଲା ଥାପର ଇୟର୍ଲି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ history as a history student you should read two books of Romila Thapar जोटा बेस्ट बुक मु मने करे गोटे येली इंडिया another is your Ashokan and decline ता जोंतरे से थ्योरी आणुचंती Ashokan decline Ashokan empire decline रो गोटे much profound theory से आणुचंती the second is उपिंदर सिंह जोटा कहली सेटा मच एलाबोरेटेड बुक फॉर योर एग्जाम एंड एटा पूरा अर्ली मेडिएवल तक माने हंटर गैदरर पैलेलिथिक टाइम टू पूरा अर्ली मेडिएवल से कवर करचंती तो तमे सेतिर पढि दे परिबो एंड दिस पीपीटी वाज जस्ट अ पॉइंट आई ब्रॉट फ्रॉम योर इग्नू मटेरियल ओके सो आई डोंट थिंक
Madam,
यस
thank you, ma'am. ସବୁ ଡାଇନେଷ୍ଟି ଭିତରେ ଗୁପ୍ତ ଡାଇନେଷ୍ଟିଟା ଇଜ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ କୁଷାଣ ଡାଇନେଷ୍ଟିଟା ଟିକେ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ
ନା ବୁଝି ପାରିଲେନି ପ୍ଲିଜ ଫ୍ରିଲି ପଚାର କଣ ପଚାରୁଛ
ଚାରିଟା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ମାନେ ଅଛି କୁଷାଣ ସାତବାହନ ଗୁପ୍ତ ଡାଇନେଷ୍ଟି ସବୁ ଅଛି ତା ଭିତରେ ଗୁପ୍ତ ଡାଇନେଷ୍ଟି ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ନା ତିନିଟା ଡାଇନେଷ୍ଟି ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି
Are mama, as a history student, you should know that nothing is important and nothing is marginalized in now in present condition. We are talking about people history. We are talking about marginal history. We are talking about local history. नागालैंड टू लेकी मिजोरम टू लेकी कोशल को हिस्ट्री तमे पढुन सो नथिंग वी देयर वाज अ टाइम कॉल्ड नेशनलिस्ट राइटिंग 30 40 रे चालुतिला जेतेले कुआ होतला कि गुप्त पढिबु खाली कि खाली गोटे गोटे डायनेस्टी मेजर डायनेस्टी पढिबो एबेकार जो स्टेट फॉर्मेशन रे खारवेल जते इंपोर्टेंट ओडिसा पाई सेति कि तमे जेतेले इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट रे मगध जते इंपोर्टेंट सेति कि खारवेल इंपोर्टेंट सेति कि जो रीजनल किंगडम आहुरी ता भितरे आसीबो समस्तंकर गोटे तम इवन आई विल से तमर सेमती मु सेति पे मु एग्जांपल देरी महानदी डेल्टा महानदी रो भी गोटे निजर हिस्ट्री अछि चालकोलिथिक सेटलमेंट टू नै कि हिस्टोरिकल पीरियड टू नै कि फोर्टिफिकेशन येली हिस्टोरिक साइट तमे महानदी वैली रे पाइबो तापरे आर्कियोलॉजिकल साइट गुडा को तमे पाइबो बिलोंग टू द हिस्टोरिकल पीरियड गंगा आसुचंती टेंपल बिल्डिंग एक्टिविटीज होची को भी हिस्ट्री मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट एटा नै फर्स्ट ए कांसेप्ट केबे कहबनी हला सेकंड इज दिस इज स्टेट फॉर्मेशन रो जो कांसेप्ट तो सिलेबस रे अछि वी हैव वी तो इट इज टाइम एटा कम थिला बट एक्चुअली एथिरे तमे देखो पढिबो आज जाईकी एथिरे सब डायनेस्टी विषय रे लिखा हिची पार्टली वैदिक टू नै वेदांतिक टाइम टू नै कि 16 महाजनपद 16 महाजनपद मौर्य आसीबो मगध एसेंडेंसी रो निजर गोटे हिस्ट्री अछि जोथिरे डिफरेंट डायनेस्टीज गुडा सचुन महापद्म नंद टू नै कि धननंद टू नै कि समस्ते तापरे तमरो आसीबो मगध मगध परे कुशाणास अछंती इंडो पार्थियन अछंती इंडो सिथियन अछंती इंडो ग्रीक्स अछंती ता भितरे आमे खाली कुशाणास बा गोटे जनरली पढुछु बिकॉज़ वी डोंट हैव एनी लिटरेरी एविडेंसेस रिगार्डिंग कुशाणास कुशाणा मानकर खाली कॉइन्स अछि से कॉइन रे जहां हमकु मिलले पलेला इंफॉर्मेशन सेथिरे होना होची आ चाइनीज सोर्सेस गुडा अछि जो ब्राजील रूट रो जो माने ट्रैवल करथले से माने सतवाहनस इज देयर ओन हिस्ट्री तो ता माने नुह कि इंपोर्टेंट है कि ये आउ ता बाद रे भी इवन सतवाहन कुशाणस मगध परे भी ता परे देयर आर डिफरेंट स्मॉलर डायनेस्टी लाइक चेर चोल तुम कहली साउदर्न तमिलकम किंगडम रे अछंती तापरे तमर ओडिसा रे गोटे जो चेदी रूलर आसीबो ता भितरे ही चेदी रूलर पळे आसीबे खारवेलंकर रीजनल किंगडम एमर्ज करूची तापरे तमर बिहार रो गोटे हिस्ट्री अछि जोतरे एगालिटेरियन रिफॉर्म होची बिहार पंजाब रो अभिराज अछंती यदुम्बराज अछंती ट्राइबल टेरिटोरीज अछंती तापरे गण संघर्ष अछंती जो माने कंटिन्यू करूचंती 16th सेंचुरी टू नै कि अर्ली मेडिएवल टाइम रो they have their all they have it is over a history got a chota jinish no it is completely we are just reading a few portion of it to understand something okay तो तमरा एठी मेन ए जो पेपर रो मेन क्वेश्चन होची स्टेट फॉर्मेशन ता भीतर आमे गोटे सिलेक्टिव जिनिस गुडा पढुचे ता माने नुह वी आर रीडिंग एवरीथिंग ओके any other questions I will happily reply that bujhiyala to
Yes, ma'am.
yes
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So see you day after tomorrow okay next class thank you
Okay, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.